pick, I think, within EMEA kickoff. So it's no surprise to see this map coming out first. My eyes are going to be towards the fact that you only will have that raise utility though here for both sides to actually break the trips on that cipher. But just heading into this pistol round, just like a very default setup to start things off here, except we're actually seeing wens has gone and set up that trip over towards the B side, then the camera over on A. They're looking to play that retake protocol on the right side of this map.
Does seem to be the case, but from the attacking side at least, it does seem like we're going to be getting a full-on foray towards mid from both sides. A Haunt going to spot out these BBL players, so going to be pushing them back, and you can see the re-aggression coming out of Neon Blade so early on. Neither side wanting to give up mid. Auri and Elysian, they find first blood respectively, and now look to pivot towards A.
And again, it's that retake protocol, right? You've got that camera over for elbow. I'm curious to see if wens will use it for that early information, or, okay, gets shot out right off the gate there. So, easy elbow control now, denial of that information here on the side of BBL. Oh, unfortunate. That's going to spot out wens, but the plant will go down nonetheless. No surprise here for Neon Blade.
Schnell trying to get a little bit of elevation, takes chip damage for her troubles. Has the paint shells to try and get some space, but you can see the rest of BBL looking to get in off the back of that. That spam not going to do too much chip damage, although there's still so much utility available in the pocket for Neon Blade. Proxima able to at least find a kill, though is immediately quickly traded out by Auri. Just one player left. It's just Proxima versus the world, and nothing unfortunately can be done here. Neon Blade, a very convincing pistol to start things off.
Very clean. I mean, just starting off with that default setup, then the pivot over. I'm curious to see how Neon Blade will continue forward with just how coordinated they are. Because we have to keep in mind, 3 players on this roster looking towards Adora, Auri, and elysian. These are rookie players with their first time hitting it into the stage, the main event here within VCT Game Changers EMEA. They've previously only touched contenders, and so this is a big opportunity for these players to prove themselves, right? But now heading into this next round here, again, looking towards this composition, wens not going to have any of that util to utilize here towards the B-side aside from the camera, due to it being this eco round on the side of BBL, but they're being proactive towards the A side right now.
Yeah, Schnell already has quite a bit of information. Does in fact find a kill onto Cille there, so that's gonna be BBL getting not just that crucial info that, alright, it's that default or that split towards A or B that we're seeing, but also just getting that frag and taking care of smokes for the rest of the round here. As interesting to me that this is that first map of play that we're seeing BBL. This was the map that they lost yesterday to Valiant very narrowly to be knocked down into this lower bracket, so a chance at redemption for them if they can bring it back here.
Opportunity to do so, but only been one round so far. Heading over towards the safe site though, the presence very massively shown here on the side of Neon Blade. But they are down in numbers right now. BBL again playing more of this retake protocol. A bit of a trap here in towards elbow.
Crunch play not quite working out. Schnell gonna be caught out, isolated, and taken care of. Auri with another kill, finding real value here towards a double prong push. Felipa though on side, looking to anchor it down. Wens finds another with the classic. Suddenly BBL, they are able to find the numbers and the kills. Elysian quick to trade back, however, Felipa still on site. Could be a menace unless shut down here. So low, not much more to work with, and the clock is running down here. 13 seconds left. They know where these players are, just trying to find the timings and the kills. 9 seconds right now. They gotta get the spike down. You can see Elysian doing everything they can to cover, will in fact find the kill. And Neon Blade, they convert the anti-eco, but that got a little bit too close for comfort there.
Yeah, that was an expensive round there for Neon Blades. Sure, able to clean it up nonetheless, but well done for BBL to try and play those numbers. That was great scaling for information early on towards that A side. But at the end of the day, it was all about doing some of that damage towards the economy of Neon Blade for BBL right into their eco round. So this is where we've got our eyes on BBL to have a very clean round, especially considering how weak the bonus of NB are going to be.
Yeah, just not much to work with. They're not really forcing up either, aside from that one Phantom on Elysian, who was able to get a little bit of extra economy thanks to those kills. B-side now for BBL looking much stronger in terms of setup. Those trips that you were mentioning gonna be into place. Cille on the lurk, trying to get some info, will spot out at least one player possibly aggressing towards A main. So this might be the cue for Neon Blade to consider if they want to pressure this B-side in full. Still a couple of players hanging around here. Slowly though, the spike making its way towards B as well. 1 minute left on the clock. It does seem like BBL, they also have the read here. You can see Felipa ready with the stun when that execute does coming in a one-way as well, ready for wens to trigger. And however, with the lack of noise, BBL, they might be rotating over towards A instead.
Slow round to start things off here, Zach. I mean, the control uncontested by BBL so far.
30 seconds left.
It's getting dicey though. Tight on time.
Gotta be making forward right now, trying to push through the cyber cage. Adora off the back of that flash, able to find one with the Guardian. Wens gets shut down, no more Cypher utility available for that info in case of that retake. And on this bonus round, Neonblade, they not only get the plant, they have the numbers advantage in this post. Schnell starts things off on the retake, finds Cille, a second one as well to come onto Elysian. Huge kills.
One enemy remaining.
So, into the post plant, and Felipa's just gonna clean that right up. A nice attempt coming out from Adora and Auri to try and actually find that swing together and play that numbers advantage, but they end up lining up, unfortunately. However, BBL, yes, pretty comfortable round for them nonetheless, but a much slower approach there coming out from Neonblade. Now we're gonna see more of that face-off, that head-to-head between both these teams, as we will see that anti-eco coming out for both of them. But overall, Zach, so far, what are your thoughts?
I mean, that bonus round, it looked a little bit dangerous, but yeah, Schnell as well as Felipa towards CT gets the lineup, gets the defuse successfully, and it's an encouraging round here. BBL, I think yesterday's game as well against Valiant, they seem to do quite well on the defensive side. It was attack where they really seem to struggle, and I'm, for one, curious to see if we're going to be seeing those errors kind of rectified today. That said, though, look at this positioning held by Neonblade. Two players on that elevation waiting for a possible push. They know that BBL like to get aggressive around this part of the map. It's just such a nice trap play here off the back of the stun. Adora tries to swing, but alkyia able to get away in time. No ultra, but they're alive.
I mean, pressure done as well, right? From BBL over towards a lobby, forcing Neonblade to use a little bit more of that utility, try and clear out these close angles, especially with the deep smoke now, allowing Neonblade to cross over towards a short. That Boombot's not gonna see Adora here. Schnell, does she go for a bit more information?
Off the back of the flash, doesn't quite swing fully, but does at least clear out that corner. That said, though, there's still heavily stacked BBL presence around this site and a lot of utility available. That said, though, the Rolling Thunder, it's gonna be online. We saw it being charged up over the course of these rounds, and it might be the ultimate needed to try and swamp over the site. Adora and Auri each find a clean here, and that will open up the site for business. Not just that, it's also insurance with the help of that neural theft. Catches out wens on the flank here, caught by the tripwire. One player watching, and Jade perfectly angled to find that kill.
I feel like it's a done and dusted save situation here. Unable to get out there for alkyia, and Proxima is going to have to run for the high hills as expected when you're down into a 2v5, turned into a 1v5. But overall, I mean, Neonblade, these players are looking good. Players that, unless you had been following contenders, watching some of those watch parties and whatnot, you wouldn't have maybe taken note of Adora, elysian, and Auri. So it's a nice showing to start things off here for sure for this rookie squad. And a nice mix there, Zach, as well, to have more experienced players like jademwah, like Cille, to actually be able to bring that kind of veteran status to the team and balance things out.
I would definitely agree with you. And of course, just a shout out, Neonblade is at this point the only unsigned team in this playoff stage. So if anybody is looking to sign a good Game Changers team, you don't have to look much further. So yeah, someone signed Neonblade already. I know we had a similar case last year as well for Odd One Out. So there's a case to be made for these crack teams. But like you mentioned, they're Ash contenders, really proving to be a worthy proving ground. Not just for Neonblade here, but also for some other teams like Falcons last year. They were in contenders for a majority, and now they are flawless in terms of win record for this playoffs as well as the group stage before that. A bit of an eco round though now for the side of BBL. Not much to work with. The Hero Vandal that Proxima was able to save, a Guardian for alkyia as well, and Schnell has the showstopper. But again, just look at how Neonblade are really just focusing on charging up and cycling these ults. We did see that Rolling Thunder coming through in that previous one. Showstopper Not quite online, but schnellÄ has her own, and alkyia with the Guardian finds a huge opening pick, space being retaken, and you can see Neonblade just choosing to run for the hills here. Gun gonna be retrieved as well, and suddenly this eco round, it starts looking very dangerous.
Oh, and Proxima with the Vandal throwing down that one way, just slowing down this push, forcing that paranoia out early here from Cille on this A hit. And the cavalry is running towards the A site here for the side of BBL. All of Neonblade opting over for elbow.
Huge kill. Proxima looking to keep that pressure up with the help of that flashpoint from Felipa. Able to find a kill, although on site it's Auri and Elysian to strike back here. Just Proxima left right now doing whatever she can to keep it down. Finds the kill onto Elysian. Neurotheft coming out now. It's just Cille in a 1v2 having to try and clutch it out here. Both players are quite low, but just no isolation possible. Wens with the Sheriff will find the Thrifty for BBL.
Massive Thrifty round coming in. I mean, the recovery there was great on the side of BBL. Sure, you had Proxima managing to find her one over towards elbow, but things got dicey. You have the C's that comes through. She's able to TP out in that situation. And so with so much noise being made towards elbow as well, perfect timing for Auri to lurk up towards short. But nonetheless, now heading into the next round, we've got that Rolling Thunder cycled up here on the side of Felipa. We are just one away from that Nightfall, though, here for Elysian, as well as that Showstopper in the hands of Adora as well. So a lot of opportunity to try and get these ults up online to try and trade those out.
Yeah, that's one thing that Neonblade have been doing quite well here. The swing, though, off the back of that stun doesn't quite go as expected. Proxima gets shut down here. Stun not quite connecting out here. Looking for a refrag if possible. Does in fact get the wallbang onto Jade, so that's a huge kill to try and counter with. No more breach utility online for this attacking side for the duration of this round at least. And look at what Felipa has. Rolling Thunder ready for that retake. The positioning as well being held by BBL. Despite that, they're still fighting for control of the side. They don't want to give it up for free.
I mean, they're not sure if Neonblade have gotten a lurk elsewhere. They're still towards A.
Nightfall to come in, and off the back of that, the Pain Show's doing enough damage to find schnellÄ. Showstopper active for Adora. Accidentally tosses it in her own face here, and now Felipa there for the backup. Swings out, catches Cille, and that's another huge kill. Neonblade brought down to just
timing
a
short.
3v3. Exactly, 30 seconds left. Rolling Thunder coming through for Felipa with timing. It's perfect for Adora. Auri brings it down to 1v1. It's Cypher versus Cypher here to decide who will win this round. Still 30 seconds left for Auri to try and make something happen. Knows exactly where Wens is here. So the Vandal, 6 bullets left, and Wens does not miss that spray. It will be BBL equalizing at 3-3 here, but that round, it was just such a back and forth here, Ash.
It really was. Could have gone either way, and it got so nerve-wracking with that wraparound short that we saw coming out from Auri as well. Felipa was very aware of it, but again, so much pressure being made towards elbow made it hard to kind of regroup in that kind of situation. Luckily, I don't think that Rolling Thunder ended up being used up, so we should see it carried over into the next round. But Zach, both these teams are looking so good, especially Wens looking to close this out in that last round. She was a super sub last year for BBL, came in the last stage as a mainstay on the roster, and I mean, there's no doubt about why.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad to see her being a core member of this roster, and honestly, throughout the group stage as well as the first 2 days of playoffs, her impact cannot be denied for this team on that Cypher. I think even yesterday, it was clear that BBL, they were struggling a little bit in that attacking side on Sunset. On defense, they were having a ball of a time, mainly because of how much impact Wens was having with the utility, with the information from that camera, just being able to take care of things on one side of the map really did make it easy for BBL in that aspect. That said, though, Neonblade, they're going to be the ones on the eco this time around, and like our analyst desk was highlighting, they are kind of the newcomers, kind of the underdogs headed into this particular series, and I think that it's going to be very important for them to take Sunset just because of the fact that BBL so far, they really aren't defeated on Split this year. They have had a very clean showing, and yesterday it was the map that they dominated Valiant with. It was 13-4 by the end of it, so I think that if it does go down to that bind, it could definitely be either of these two teams taking the series. But I think that for BBL, if they can take Sunset somehow, that Split, it should be a 2-0, but that's just my predictions.
Okay. Slow down. We're 3-3 right now. We're 3-3.
That's why it's so close, right? That's why I'm saying it's important for Neonblade to win this. Otherwise, it's Split that they're staring at. Hey, I don't know about you. BBL Split is pretty scary to me.
I mean, it definitely is. There's no doubt about that. Neonblade, at least within stage 1, are even on that map, and it was that rough loss up against Team Falcons Vega. But nonetheless, right now, the tech pause is going through. We do know that Neonblade will be heading into an eco into the next round, so not much to write home about in the situation here for Neonblade. But overall, I'm got my eyes on Felipa here on the side of BBL as well. Here's the fact that she's slotting in to this IGL role for the first time, with Vanya leaving, heading over towards G2. And we knew she was a really strong caller for the team, all consistently playing, especially the breach there for BBL last year. You know that she's going to have a strong voice to assist with those setups and whatnot. So I'm liking what I'm seeing so far out of this leadership, but it does leave me a little bit curious about what is the depth going to be here now with the new IGL and slot. To be fair, though, she did have Vanya that she was learning under, being that secondary caller last year. So, I don't know. I expect great things out of Felipa.
Yeah, me too. I think that this roster, like every roster that has been through changes over the course of this offseason, you know, it's going to be a little bit rough heading into that first tournament. But I think also with how EMEA is weighted, I think if BBL, they can find a comfortable finish in terms of those points, it's going to make them very happy. But most of that focus is towards that third open where, you know, there's a lot more at stake in terms of qualification for that championship. So I think that seeing that we have a long season ahead of us, I do think this BBL squad could be capable of great things, especially once Felipa does get used to that IGLing position, apart from everything else that she's doing already with amazement. Now, though, Neonblade going for a little bit of an unconventional push that we haven't seen from them as much over the course of the stage 1, taking control through market, looking to make that crunch happen onto wens, but with that Phantom on site and the concussions coming through, wens is just slaughtering everybody on site here. 4 kills on the round, almost the ace, except the proxima steals that one away. And what was a very quick round here is just completely dismantled. Of Andalusia flawless here to come through for BBL Queens.
I mean, the positioning for wens here was absolutely king. And it was a cool set play that we saw starting into this round here for Neonblade. That attempt to take that early market control right off the gate with the help of the stun coming out from the breach and jademwah. You're shooting out that camera over towards market as well, just trying to draw so many eyes there towards Adora, and it looked like she would have gotten that pick on wens, but then pushing back in. But Schnell's the one getting aggressive this time, and Cille is having a rough game when it comes to getting caught out. Her util's been great, but it's been a slow start for her.
And just being taken down so often as well leaves the team without smoke. Schnell, though, still wrecking havoc down towards mid. Felipa joining in, able to find a third kill here for BBL before Schnell finally goes down here. Just auri and elysian left right now. They've been pretty useful so far. The neural depth to come through, they look like they still want to try and invest in this round here, trying to pull off the 2v4 and the double swing. It's going to catch Felipa perfectly. 2v3 situation. alkyia, though, still holding an aggressive angle. Gotta be punished here by auri, and that's the A side taken.
2v2 at the very least. You do also have an neural effect available here for wens. Does end up being used there over towards mid. So gives away some of the positioning so far. The second ping to go out now. Great haunt to delay to buy time for Neonblade to reposition towards CT.
Exactly, both of them move away now, no longer gonna be playing towards that elbow angle, and you can already look at them trying to take contact. Auri finds a kill onto Proxima through that dark cover. It's just wens now, has a cyber cage to work with, taps the spike, hopes to draw in a possible peek here. The C's gonna catch her out though, and with that cage going down, they're gonna note that the spike isn't being diffused when swings not able to find the shots, and that is a successful 2v4 to convert a 4th round here for Neonblade. Very, very nicely done.
I mean, the haunt was perfect, buying that time that was necessary there for Neonblade, again, for that reposition, but a great recovery coming out from the team after losing Cille so early into last round. Again, tough, slow start, 0-7 here to start things off for Cille. However, the rest of the team has been picking up the slack to kind of make up for that. Like, despite the fact that your smokes are having a bit of a rough time here, you're still managing to find that 4-4. Find these conversions in these rounds, and a great lineup to come out here into the high skies. Mid completely open. BBL only contest it kind of every once in a while. They don't have like a strict mid protocol as far as anything aggressive goes, unless it's like an aggressive play coming out from Schnell. Put this clear over in towards market. Just a bit of poke and prod here over towards this A site.
Yeah, just the usual swapping of utility that you see here. Of course. That said, though, aggressive peek once again to come out of schnellÄ. She's been getting just a little bit of nice adjustments from the games yesterday. She was not nearly as aggressive, and realizing that's what's needed on this defensive side, BBL, they continue that exactly. Now, once again, you're seeing this push through mid towards the A side. This time around, though, alkyia does have a friend to back her up. Felipa ready to try and go in for that double peek, and schnellÄ succeeds in finding the kill. Wens as well, holding strong here towards main. It's just gonna leave one player, Cille, alone against the world, and another Andalusia flawless. The second of this game so far for BBL, and they make it look so easy.
I mean, it's clean, right? And this is also an alkyia who has swapped on to a different role, allowing schnellÄ to be on her comfort on that duelist role, a role that we've seen her shine on before, her hyper-aggression, and ability to just, like, make space for the team, which, obviously, we're still seeing it on the defense. Like, she's very much so a duelist that likes to end up pushing out on one of those extremities, find her one, and get out. So it's nice to see, like, the depth and the flexibility there coming out from alkyia, and the expectation that we can hope to see her maybe on that secondary duelist in future maps.
Sure, I mean, alkyia, she was that star duelist last year for this BBL roster, and now, I mean, it was her choice as well to shift over more towards this flex role, and definitely having as much of an impact in terms of kills, and more so in the way that she's been using her utility for the team here, especially, you know, on these dynamic, more aggressive initiators such as the Fade. She's been having a great time really just cracking out, for lack of a better phrase. Elite Prowler gonna catch the presence here towards this A side. A stun coming out. Will be able to catch alkyia, although I think she will be able to get away barely. That C's not gonna catch her. And schnellÄ's still on that A side looking for the backup. The thing is that NeonBlade didn't really have the best weaponry with which to work on this round. And ultimate-wise, they are close to a couple, but Felipa, holding down mid, finds the headshot through the corner of the wall there onto Adora.
Yeah, I mean, they're just trying to get some util trades over towards that A site before taking over towards market now. But there is a camera watching for this push, as well as Proxima on the cross.
Beautiful paranoia.
What?
Proxima making a cheeky play and peeking right on top of the Haun's gonna give away her position. Luckily for her, Sadiqa around and her and Felipa, they're able to find the clean headshots onto these players with their Vandals. Now only Auri left. A 1v5 once again. Sheriff and had Wens already crouched, holding the angle, and a third Andalusia flawless here in for BBL Queens. I know these are eager runs for NeonBlade, but still, you cannot help but feel just the amount of awareness that BBL have, like, look the way they're able to crunch in before that spike even goes down, and of course, I don't know how Proxima gets away with this.
No, I actually don't. Like, you see the counter stun coming out to deny that space that the paranoia was trying to take, and just the commitment coming out there with that TP. But man, timeout to be called now here for NeonBlade. I feel like BBL, they had a slower start. I believe that was the pistol round in the hands of NeonBlade, and then obviously the anti-eco. So that granted them the first 2 rounds out of the 4 that they have in pocket right now. But ever since weapons have come out here, Zach, we've really seen BBL heat up into this first half.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that now they're feeling a little bit more confident here. If you look at the kind of pressure that schnellÄ is constantly exerting, it's kind of slowed down how NeonBlade are playing here. So many times in those initial rounds, you saw them go aggressively in those first 30 seconds, but now they're kind of forced to play slow here. Watch for that mid push, that A push. Be sure that schnellÄ isn't creeping up on them, and because of that, you can really see how much more cautious they are in their gameplay, and BBL, they're taking full advantage of this. They're happy to be like, all right, if you're gonna give me that much respect, I'm gonna take advantage, and schnellÄ's been doing that consistently for those last few rounds.
It's that ebb and flow across the map, right? Something that BBL were so good at last year as well, under the IGL-ship of Venya, and again, just continuing on with that kind of, not the exact same plays, of course, but the same kind of protocol ideas. A great stun to deny the space that they were looking to take here on the side of the that paranoia.
Oh, Adora, though, still ahead of it, able to get a kill. Immediately going to be traded out by the BBL squad here. Now alkyia left alone, trying to get isolated with the aftershock. Will find the timing. Auri as well, talking about timing. Catches Proxima about to ult and gets the neural theft here. Now just Wens in a 1v3 to try and close it out. Knows the position of Auri, fakes the rotate, manages to take out the Cypher, and now Wens in a 1v2.
Okay, watching short here though on the side of Cille. Both players playing a part. And it doesn't matter. So they're just gonna clean that one up. Auri's timings have been
Last round
absolutely
before the
phenomenal
switch.
on this map. Like whether it's a lurk on the other side or just like the late wrap back around on those A hits over towards short. She's so good at catching these players off guard. Almost reminiscent, it's giving me EMEA vibes right now as far as the timings that she's able to find.
I'm telling you, ever since Cypher meta became the thing this year, almost every single Cypher I've seen just has the rattiest, nicest lurks coming in. Like, I mean ratty as a compliment, okay? As somebody who plays Cypher and Killjoy myself a lot, it's a compliment, trust me. But yeah, in terms of timings, these players have just been incredible at finding the holes in the defense here. Now though, it's gonna be aggression once again coming in from BBL off the back of the stun. A showstopper for a showstopper here, neither connecting. Rosa on both sides, but BBL, they're gonna give up that space at least a little bit. You see it from the shadows coming through here from Cille, possibly looking for information on that other side. Alkyia looking to push through off the back of it, but that market pressure, it's going to be caught out by Schnell. Perfect timing. Just a 1-for-1 trade though. That Nightfall gonna give Neon Blade the utility they need to push onto site here, and BBL, they're playing for the retake.
But look at Neon Blade right now. Cille taking that
The
A
fake.
space. They know that BBL is fully rotated over towards that B site. So it's a mad dash over while Adora still tries to cut off some of these rotations. And she's not making any noise. She's not drawing that attention over towards that B site. It's going to be all about timing here. BBL, they've already cleared out mid as well.
So much space here taken by Neon Blade towards this A side. Spike finally gonna go down, but look at the positions they're holding. The problem is that they're quite isolated, and already there's a flank coming in from this BBL squad. Adora takes care of Proxima. That late flank that you were mentioning kicking in from the B side finally. Felipa though playing around the start cover. Caught between two players. The flank from BBL finds a couple of kills. Neural Theft's coming in, but it's just going to be wens now versus the world. Knows exactly where the 3 remaining players are, but can't quite act on it until the C's goes away here. Elysian able to slip back into sight, and wens knows this. Knows the position of Adora as well, so that's 2 out of 3 that wens has tracked down here. Unfortunately, not able to get the shot onto Elysian, and that's going to be a very clean 6-6 half that we end this on.
Switching
Neon Blade,
sides.
they bounce back towards the end of those buy routes.
Yeah, I mean, no matter how you cut that, wens is not getting out of that round. Wens is not going to clutch that round. And wens is a player that you expect to be able to clutch rounds like that, but it was just a gorgeous crossfire being set up here by Neon Blade. And again, that flank that had come through was absolutely stunning. The timing so perfect. But now it's back into the pistol round. First half, Neon Blade won pistol. It's a question of, can they do it again? Because again, Neon Blade, they weren't able to string many rounds together after those initial 2. So for BBL, I feel like they are still running with a bit of that momentum, even though Neon Blade have been able to cut that up.
Yeah, these last 2 rounds in that previous half definitely going in Neon Blade's favor. Gotta help, but now BBL, they're back to the side where they struggled yesterday on attack. Not quite able to find the conversions. I think it was a 4-8 half that they were able to end on. They look a little bit more convincing here. Let's see if that's going to be the case. The tripwire, though, not going to be broken. And off the back of it, Cille gets a free kill. Will be Auri to find a second as well through the star cover. And it's unseen kills raining down here on that BBL squadron towards B site. Still Auri keeping that pressure up. Spots out alkyia, getting that distraction for Jade to swing off of it. Wens finally able to find a kill in trade, but it's just going to be 2v4.
Yeah, and they're aggressing. alkyia looking to get caught out here. Knows that at least 2 are chasing her down right now, and they are not
Oh,
stopping.
look at Wens.
Careful now.
So deep in spawn here. Might be able to find the timing onto Elysian. Does catch them out, but the shot doesn't quite connect. And note that there's a heavy flank coming in as well. Wens gets the kill though, and that's gonna be huge. Look at the positioning held by alkyia here. Could catch these players if they get a little bit too aggressive with that tripwire. Gonna give her away, and Auri there to swing and find the kill. The Haunts now locating the position of that push coming in through market. Everybody, in fact, from Neon Blade's side flooding in here as alkyia decides to try and get that spike plant down finally. Still a 1v3 that she's gonna have to clutch out. Has the aim, has the experience, but will she be given those isolated fights? That's the question that's in my mind here. You can see she's gonna try to go in for that swing. That's not able to get the kill onto Cille, but yeah, dodges the stun at least, and it's just a push from every single angle. alkyia unfortunately not able to do anything, and a triple for Auri as we see Neon Blade get that second pistol as well.
Neon Blade looking like pistol gamers right now, but I mean, it was a great protocol there over towards that B site. Sure, you've got that the typical Cypher trapwires set up there over on the main choke, but then it's the fact that Jade's gonna throw that stun as well and make it so hard for them to actually punish the trip and try and break it and not even have it kind of set off in that kind of way. So beautifully done in that kind of sense. But now, gonna carry over into the next round here again. Anticipating NB to be able to take this one. For BBL, it's all about doing that damage, and they were very much able to do so in that first round, or in that second round of the first half.
Yeah, that anti-eco, they made it expensive taking down 3 players, and Neon Blade, they're investing decently in this. 4 Spectres, 1 Stinger. Any player that BBL takes out here is going to be a gun down, less available for that bonus round here. Early paint shells invested to try and break that tripwire towards market, but Auri getting a little bit hungry here for info, for those kills, to get that neural theft online as soon as possible. And on the opposite side, it's Adora trying to go in for these jiggle peaks to get that information. BBL, though, they swing in unison, and Adora, at this point, satcheling away for her life, trying to stay safe.
Oh, again, just timing towards mid, though, Adora. Great paint shell to delay the push.
The wraparound able to find a couple of kills here. Adora on side as well takes down schnellÄ. alkyia at least finds a kill in trade here onto elysian. That's a Spectre that could possibly be retrieved here, but look at wens. The lurk is perfect. The headshot does connect, but that full armor saving Cille and keeping them still in this. 2 players now low for the side of Neon Blade, but BBL is just alkyia left, and she's not looking too healthy. Still gets the first headshot, looking to do a little bit more damage, but Jade with the ghost will eventually take care of that. And Neon Blade, they convert that anti-eco a little bit less damage than BBL would have liked, but that's still gonna be a Spectre and a Stinger dropped.
Spectre, Stinger dropped, and then a whole lot of shield damage there as well. So at least having to force the repurchases into that kind of regard, but I mean, the protocoling so far is looking very good coming out from Neon Blade, but I feel like this also is no surprise, all things considered, Zach, because we saw Jade, especially, I mean, we saw her on Rebels, but I especially remember her time on Ascend Rising, and the calling, the protocoling was so strong as far as the set plays go, but again, Schnell's already in towards elbow, and delaying that push up towards a short here. BBL, they're changing the pace.
Ooh. Going in much more quickly, and alkyia, though, with that vandal, able to shut down not just Cille, but also finding a second kill onto elysian. Once again, these quick side takes result in quick kills onto the players of Neon Blade. Just gonna be Auri left right now, 1v5. At this point, it's very doubtful that is the winnable round, but the question is, can Auri find any damage? Already gonna be spotted out here by wens. Makes the impression of jumping the tripwire, but wens at that range with that phantom, quick on the cleanup. Another Andalusia follows here for BBL. This is number 4, Ash, by the way. I'm keeping count.
Keeping count. Hey, I'm not always a numbers girl, so I need you to keep that in mind sometimes too. Quick maths, if you will, but yeah, there is no way that we were going to be able to see Auri find anything there. BBL played it perfectly. You know that you're just gonna have to hold. All you have to do is stare at them with as many players as possible, and surely, unless a miracle happens and everyone whiffs their shots and they hit the most insane spray transfer, there's just nothing you can do. But slowing things down this time around, knowing that Neon Blade will have an equal buy to contest BBL here. Pacing changed a little bit, more of a default setup over towards both extremities with some mild mid presence. But Adora has a lot of info towards that A side, just trying to jiggle over towards short. Again, they're just waiting to see if Neon Blade want to bite at all with any sort of defense-side aggression.
We have seen it before coming out of BBL, so yeah, just turnabout's fair play after expectation. Adora gonna be the only member here. That Nightfall gonna be getting a lot of information and space off the back of it. The secondary dark cover to come through as well, but a beautiful paint shells will at least temporarily stall this push from BBL. Elbow control finally taken, and on site, it's going to be Jade and elysian doing their best to find the kills. Adora stepping in, forces back up as well, and ooh, it's a flawless to count back. Neon Blade say, if you can do it, we can do it as well, and they pull off an Andalusia flawless of their own, but the positioning in that round, as well as the utility from Adora there, that paint shells, it was what really kind of created the space here to enable Neon Blade to anchor the sites so effectively.
And Neon Blade, they're very again, you use the perfect word. There is patience when they're with their utility. We saw it even on the attacking side. I know we didn't get to talk too much about it just because of how like back and forth and quick a lot of those rounds were. But with the timeout being called here by BBL now, I feel like we can chat about how Neon Blade have really started to get a read on how BBL like to start off very slow in the initial half of the round, very default style, see what kind of information they can find before going for those more like set kind of hits from that squad. And Neon Blade, they again intentful with their utility. It's never going to waste. They're not like neither of these teams are the type to kind of trade that util back and forth, Zach, to no avail. Like they're always going to find a pick off of it, and if not pick a pick, it's going to be information that's really valuable or space that they're able to take.
Yeah, I mean, we saw how that Nightfall was used in that previous round, not even for the site, just to be sure that, all right, there's no stack coming in towards elbow control. We can push it, you know, because they know for a fact that Adora likes to usually hang around there, get a little bit aggressive with the jiggles, but just in case there was somebody else going in for a possible double play at that point of the map, they were so cautious about it. 7-9 right now in BBL, their economy kind of on its last legs, forced to win this round to keep themselves and keep the scoreline looking competitive. Otherwise, they risk giving Neon Blade double digits here. That said, though, no ultimates for them to really work with aside for that neural theft. And you can see that Adora does have her showstopper ready to go. This execute finally going to be starting to come in maybe from BBL. The tripwire not broken, though, by that Prowler. So you can see a little bit of hesitation from BBL's side. Market door broken by wens, a little bit of additional pressure. That Satchel finally coming through to take care of that pesky tripwire on site. And BBL, despite all of this, they're looking to fall back.
They want to rotate over towards mid, find a little bit more of that information, pressure a little bit further, expecting that rotate to have come in from Neon Blade over towards the B site. And especially after seeing Adora solo over towards that A side, a location that she's been playing pretty frequently solo in that kind of sense. Just timing.
Ooh, schnellÄ.
What a nice trap play to come out of Neon Blade. Felipa at least able to crunch back and take one of her own, but still Neon Blade, they're keeping this pressure up. They know exactly where alkyia is, and they're trying to do the damage. Now alkyia just left in a 1v3 spike dropped in the open here. Has some time to work with, but not too much. And that pain shell's gonna be enough chip damage to possibly take her out here, bringing her down to 41 HP. Alkyia still, though, able to find a kill onto Jade, and now it's a 1v2 that alkyia will have to clutch out. 17 seconds left. She has to take that spike. A side is the only one closable, but there's just no time left. Has to try and isolate these kills, and the double peek comes in from Adora to save the round for Neon Blade. 10-7, and that crunch from mid, right? You know, you could see the swing off the back of that Haunt. Just so much information, so much of utility being used towards mid, and it works perfectly. BBL, they were not ready for that, Ash.
No, I mean the call to come out from Jade as well in that mid round, just to hear the silence over towards B, expecting that rotation, and even if nobody was home, they get the information regardless. But
that goes there.
I mean, it was just absolutely perfect coming out from Neon Blade, and they got all the info that they could have asked for as well. So now back onto an eco rounds here. BBL, that was a round that they really needed to win to start and rack these rounds a little bit closer up against Neon Blade, especially when they're stuck in that very awkward back and forth economy situation.
Yeah, back and forth is the best word to say here. Now they look to contest with these sheriffs. Felipa making it a 1-for-1 as auri gets taken down. Adora, though, once again prowling towards this elbow, rewarded with a pick onto wens, and might be even going for more if necessary. That said, though, with the Cypher going down, alkyia might be able to walk in on this A side. A 3-person flank right now to come in. Proxima, though, only spotted one player. Gonna be continuing to re-swing off the back of that Paranoia, but that's the second, and immediately off the back of that Proxima backs away. But look at alkyia. She's gotten so deep here onto site. Timing could be everything. Doesn't check site, so not gonna be able to spot out Cille. Now Proxima coming through this dark cover. Caught out by Cille here. That's a spike in possession of Neon Blade.
Yeah, that's all 4 players now, like over towards bottom mid, heading over towards B main now. There's no way that you're going to be able to recover this unless Felipa has the most insane
One enemy remaining.
30
30
seconds
seconds
shots, and with alkyia going down, it makes it that much more difficult.
Yeah, Adora just watching for it. She knows that there's only 2 places that this player needs to come from, because the spike is in the hands of Neon Blade, and Adora with the off angle very easily gets that final headshot to get Neon Blade to 11 here. 11-7 right now, and
2 rounds is all that really stands between Neon Blade and taking this map. They have a lot of ultimates with which to do it as well. The Showstopper for Adora, the Rolling Thunder for Jade, just one away from coming into play here. And BBL, to counter it, they are charging up their own ult cycles as well. They have a Rolling Thunder as well, so we might just see that game of chicken if Jade can find a kill here. You know, you Rolling Thunder, I Rolling Thunder, but until then, I might not use it. Let's see if that's the case.
I mean, we saw pings going out for a bit in the protocol this time around. Early Showstopper out here for Adora already.
Just a 1-for-1 trade though. Wens able to shut her down before it goes through. And talking about shut down, BBL across the map, they're finding these kills here. Cille and Felipa going huge right now, and it's just gonna be Jade and Auri left to try and manage this round to keep it from falling into BBL's hands here. Tripwire set up on A this time around. A little bit of change to come out of Auri, but the side itself is looking quite empty. Cage to come out to try and cut off BBL a little bit now. The Prowler going to break that tripwire, but the timing here for Auri could be everything on the swing through the dark cover, able to find alkyia, but it's just again a 1-for-1 trade. Jade on the flank now. Felipa expecting it low-key. Once again, the timing not in favor of Jade and BBL. They strike back here. They say, look, you might be ahead, but it's not over until it's over.
They think they're so secure.
Oh, I mean, it was important to find those trades towards mid in particular, with that different kind of set play coming out from Neon Blade. They were trying to change things up into that round. You see the shift in Cypher setup coming up over towards the A side, knowing that they wanted to change the pace. The idea was there, but BBL able to convert, and they do so without having to expend the ultimates that you were talking about. Them end up, like, them racking up, but that also means that Neon Blade have cycled up into a few of their own and are able to kind of trade those out for each other. It'll be a question of who's going to use theirs first in each situation. Door being closed over towards market, immediately broken. And no trip this time around here for Neon Blade to guard that with information.
Second round, Rolling Thunder though gonna be preemptively used by Jade towards the spawn here. Schnell though still being able to go past it, is able to take down Auri, but Jade again off the back of the Rolling Thunder finds a huge kill onto Proxima. Cille as well. The timings here for Neon Blade, they're so good on the swings here off the back of the Zero Depth. Schnell able to at least find that first kill. Gonna be caught out by the Nightfall, and now Neon Blade, they know that both these players are towards market off the back of that Nightfall. He's still Neon Blade with the numbers advantage. At least something to be said for BBL. They have side control, but look at where that spike is.
Yeah, I mean, and again, great crossfire positioning here for Neon Blade as well. However, it also means that a couple of these players, especially elysian, will be playing solo in this head-off against Schnell.
Off angle by elysian, but the crouch peek from Schnell, it's going to take care of that 2v2 situation right now. Schnell on track for the ace here. 3 kills on the round already. Still the boombot in her arsenal to try and clear out a couple of these angles. The paint shows as well going to be back online thanks to those 2 kills. The 3 kills that she's already garnered on the round here. Still though, the spike, it's going to be a fallback from Neon Blade onto this B side, knowing that the spike has to make its way here. The off angle held by Adora. Perfect kill to come through. And it's going to be Schnell now in a 1v1. Concussed will be able to grab the spike, but it's just the utility usage to try and deny that plan from really coming through here. And Jade, pristine with the Aftershock, will be enough to take care of Schnell and get Neon Blade to 12. Incredibly well played by Schnell, but at the end, it's the breach utility to close out the round.
That's got to hurt. I mean, Jade is like everything with that utility, right? And then Cille just being able to maintain this market control, and man, absolutely stunning plays coming out from Neon Blade. But I feel like, okay, yes, we do have like 3 rookie players coming in for this team, right? Hitting the main stage of Game Changers for the very first time. However, the 3 that we're looking at also come from the same core together, so they have that synergy already built up from last season, and then have a very experienced IGL who Jade she's very set with her protocoling, with the set plays that she likes to come out. You can see that the team has a lot of respect for that as well.
Yeah, I mean, of course, she comes with that experience, right? Playing on a roster like Ascend, top 3 last year so many times. It's honestly surprising to me that they weren't able to pick up one of those series, but yeah, that said, it was they almost made it all the way to Sao Paulo as well. So coming in from a team of that caliber with that kind of experience, I think that Neon Blade, they have a really good foundation to build off of. Shows in their game as well. This is their map pick, and they are putting up a great show so far. 12 already on match point, 1 away. And if you think about that last round, right, it was so much invested by both of these teams, whether it was the Rolling Thunders, the Showstoppers, of course, even that Nightfall to come in from Elysian there. But despite
all of those ultimates being dumped in. It was Neon Blade to take it, and BBL now at the cusp of losing this map, right? They have so little to work with. Of course, alkyia can get that Nightfall, but everything, it's on its last legs. Looking at their economy, their ult cycles are like barely recharged. There's just so little that they have to work with, aside from, of course, just tapping those headshots, which I think we can always depend on BBL for.
I think that's the big thing is, sure, they have enough for this particular round, but if BBL want to try and take it over to overtime, they have to finish this round and each coming round as flawlessly as possible due to that economic situation. For Neon Blade, though, I mean, things have been getting tight. They will be able to toss some guns over regardless, but each round has been neck and neck thus far. Again, early information found here over towards the safe site. Adora constantly challenging this initial angle with the one-way and assistance, but it's all 5 players this time.
Adora kind of understands the situation, gonna be satcheling out of dodge to try and regroup with her team. Will be able to buy a little bit more time on the stall thanks to that pain shows towards elbow, but now the execute is in full swing here, coming in towards teammate instead. The stun though, it's impeccable, and Adora off the back of that able to find 2 kills. Once again, this reach utility from Jade is just being used to perfection here, and Elysian and Adora between them shut out BBL, and Andalusia flawless to close out the round here. And Neon Blade, they take the map.